Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how do you write compound inequalities when given their graph on a number line. All right, your 30-second recap starts now. Here's what you have to know before you start this lesson. You should already be familiar with compound inequalities. So and statements, or statements. You should know how to graph them with the closed circle, with the open circle. You should know which direction the arrows go. All right, all of this. If you are not familiar with this, please do not start this lesson. I will put a refresher video in the description below. Please go watch that and then come back to this lesson. All right, the new lesson starts now. Here we go. So here's the reverse of what we've been doing, right? In this case, they give you the graph. They say write the compound inequality. So we know this is an and because they meet in the middle. This is an or because they go opposite directions. And let's start with the top one. On the left, it's a closed circle. So let's do this. And on the right, it's an open circle, so let's do this. You could point those either direction because we'll move it for the variable. Now, over here, the closed circle, x, it's going bigger numbers, right? So x has to be greater than or equal to 3. So x has to be greater than or equal to 3. And on the right, x has to be smaller, because this is going to the right, or to the left, has to be numbers smaller than 5, so smaller than 5. And if we put all this together, it would look like this. You could write it with the and, this is fine, but if you want it in one line, we would say x has to be, let's see, greater than or equal to, nope, let's try that again. X has to be smaller than 5, but greater than or equal to 3. Either of these answers is correct. Now for the bottom one, an or statement, a little bit easier. X, here this is an open circle. X has to be, and it's less than -1, less than -1. You could think of this as the arrow. And then on the right, x has to be greater than or equal to 0. And this is the answer for the or statements. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, this is an or statement because they're going opposite directions. X has to be less than 242 and x has to be greater than 247. Both of these are open circles, so no lines underneath the inequality symbols. And for the second problem, either answer here, you could use the word and. This answer is fine, or you could write it as a single statement. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.